Welcome back. It's New York Fashion Week, and Bryant Park's tents are turning into a mini paradise for fashion lovers. Maya Kramer is here with some news coming from there, and she's joined by supermodel Noam Frost.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
So how do you have access to all these beautiful models? Like, how do you know them and have their telephone numbers?
You got to have these kinds of friends. It's just, but you know, she's also a model and an actress, and her agency, Eleno Shacha, which is one of the biggest, I would say, international agencies here in Israel, where they represent Israeli models and make them international, right?
Amazing.
I would say they're like the
so
best.
How did they discover you? How did you get discovered? Because you're only 20, right?
Yeah, I'm 24.
Oh, now you're 24.
Yeah, but they discovered
We're friends with her parents, by the way.
Oh my God.
They discovered me through a show. My father is a reality and documentary director in Israel, and he filmed a TV show with Eleanor, and that's how they met. And when I was 16, I started modeling.
Wow. So what is the experience like, truly, like being on a runway at these huge international fashion events?
I must say. It's a month. It's called Fashion Week, but you go through 4 weeks like that, and you wake up and you don't remember where you are, and maybe the language and jet lagged, and it's hardcore. You can get phone calls in the middle of the night for castings, for fittings. So it's really
work.
It's work.
It's not just something you see all these beautiful women. But honestly, walking the catwalk.
Yeah.
Like, that to me would be the most terrifying thing, like an episode with Carrie Bradshaw tripping. Like, are you scared about falling? I mean, you're Israeli. Like, it's a casual kind of place. I imagine you're not used to wearing heels everywhere.
Yeah, I used to be scared when I was doing shows in Israel, and actually for me it was easier to do it abroad.
Because you didn't have family there.
I don't know, no one in the audience, I can do whatever I want. But I started getting really successful in London Fashion Week, actually. So, and that opened the doors.
For you. All right, we have a piece and then we want to get to more about, you know, some designers like getting rid of zero-size models, which is very interesting talking point.
Big news in the fashion modeling world. Fashion giants LVMH and Kering have banned size zero models. It's all under a charter that was created in response to the industry facing blame of encouraging eating disorders. However, this wouldn't be the first time the industry has faced harsh criticism. In 2015, France banned excessively thin models, stating that agents and fashion brands that hired them could face fines and possible jail time. France isn't the only country to impose regulations. In 2012, Israel passed a law requiring fashion models to provide a no older than 3-month medical report at Israeli shoots, stating they aren't malnourished according to World Health Organization standards. The French company's labels include big names such as Christian Dior, Givenchy, Saint Laurent, and Gucci. All have agreed to the charter. The charter also prohibits brands from hiring girls under the age of 16 years old to pose as adults. The brands also said they'll only work with models who can give a doctor's note less than 6 months before a show or shoot, which states that they are in good health and ensures that a psychologist is available during their work. The new rules will be put into action before Paris Fashion Week this month. Erica Jackson, I-24 News.
So I'm sure you guys have a lot to say on this. Like, fine, right?
Finally. I think it's something that's supposed to be, like, it needs to be in the law. It must.
I mean, Israel was the first to ban worldwide ultra-thin models in 2013. We were the first, yes. And then France came in 2015, but it wasn't really in effect because all the models had to do was bring a doctor's note. So they would get a doctor to sign off, you know, and that was that. Now it's becoming a lot more strict. And I mean, I know Noam is really happy about this ban.
Well, I mean,
she's not a size zero.
You again, Israeli. It's a country where people eat. Like, did they tell you had to lose weight?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, especially in Paris. That's the skinniest of the skinniest. But I think, you know what? It's allowed to be skinny. That's how I am when I eat pizza and when I train, and I'm healthy. So it's okay to be skinny. You don't need to, like, ban the skinny women. But it must be a wider spectrum. I don't know how to say it.
Well, I mean, it's especially harder for the rest of us that aren't supermodels, feeling like we have to be zero. I mean,
women comes in all sizes.
That's right. All right, so let's get to the things going on in Fashion Week.
New York Fashion Week is launching today. Yay!
And we're not there.
No, actually, you're not there. I just realized you're here with us.
She didn't want to do it. She wanted to be on I-24.
Yeah, of course. I'm doing my baby steps in acting, actually. Yeah, I was just in the premiere of Valerian movie in Paris.
Wow.
And so I'm doing both now. I'm not only high fashion model.
Yeah, so you're not just a pretty face. You actually have
I have more.
And speaking of Valerian, Rihanna was in Valerian, right? Who you've met.
Yes.
So she is back in New York Fashion Week. She's done 2 seasons of her collaboration with Fenty and Puma. It's going to be Sunday night. And she has this neon ombre invitation and promises a soaked motif. I don't know exactly what that means, but she always does something very grandiose. She used to show in Paris, and now she's showing in New York. A lot of talk about that.
And there's a picture of you with her. Like, what's she like?
Yeah, we filmed the movie together for a few months, like 4 months, and she's very nice, she's very cool, but I like Cara Delevingne more. She's super funny. She's the best.
Rihanna's a bit of a diva.
Yeah, you know. All right, now what else we have?
KAIA GERBER. KAIA GERBER, Cindy Crawford's daughter. The day after her 16th birthday, which is on Sunday, she is said to be also walking the runway at Marc Jacobs' show. She is the face of Daisy perfume for Marc Jacobs. But she's 16 years old. What do we think about that?
What do you think?
I mean, my parents didn't let me modeling before I was 16, and I think it's important to do it slowly. 16 is very young, and you know, it's scary. It's a scary business.
Well, yeah, here you are alone, away, and you don't, you know, all these people want to be with you. Who do you trust?
You need to have strong background.
But at the same time, maybe an exception, given that she's Cindy Crawford's daughter, so she kind of knows, and Cindy's business savvy, all of that. But God, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
she's stunning. She looks like her too.
Oh my God, it's so weird.
So the party to be at, Tom Ford, the designer and film director, is kicking off New York Fashion Week with a show on Wednesday night at the Park Avenue Armory. So it's going to be the first major party and after party. Naomi Campbell and Julianne Moore are predicted to be there. He's got a lot of big name stars. Noam has also been to a lot of New York Fashion Week parties.
Yeah.
So are they fun?
It's a lot of fun. You get to see all the celebrities and all the designers, and it's really cool. I love New York. I mean, it's the best.
I know. I lived there 15 years. Somehow we came to Israel. But still, is Israel still home? I mean, I guess you're the best person to ask. You grew up here. Like, do you feel as great as New York is? Like, this is always
my favorite city in the world is Tel Aviv, for sure. The best people, the best food, the best vibe.
It can't get any. My producers like, we love this answer. We like why? Like, why? Because is this so powerful you to stay here when you could be living in New York and Hollywood?
I know, but it's I love it here, and I like Israeli men, so you know, that's the best reason.
Good to know. So you're not going to be like all of a sudden like dating all of these.
She could live anywhere in the world. She has agencies all over the world, top agencies. She works all over the world, but she chooses to be here.
Yeah.
There we go.
I love you. All right, now we have
we talk about Crazy
Kanye.
Kanye West, which in 2016 had a show in Roosevelt Island where all the models were fainting because they were outside. Would you do that kind of show? Like they were standing in the sun for hours.
That's what I was trying to figure out from the picture. I was like, what is that? That was not this year?
That was last year, yeah.
Yeah, it's hardcore.
Would you
I don't know why they do it.
Did he pay them a lot of money?
I'm sure.
Of course. Unfortunately, we have to wrap, but I know no one wants to because this is actually
so his show is a mystery, so we still don't know where it is and what's going to happen. So we'll report about it next week.
Yeah, and you know, we know it's going to be something crazy, crazy that we'll talk about. Anyway, you're adorable. Thank you for coming in. We like you.
Yes, we love you.
You're a real role model for Israel. This is awesome. Good luck with your acting career. I think it's you're on your way. All right, meanwhile, tapping into your intersexuality, no matter what form it takes, spiritual mentor Ronnie Hatchwell here with a well-known Israeli drag star, and Daniel Roth here with the movie.